Ladies, gentlemen, and various assorted fur-bearing animals, whatever you are, wherever you are. What's up? Welcome back. I am the White Trash Panda. Today we're doing something a little different, taking a break from the prison stories and talking about driving, because crazy crap happens when I drive. For example, a handful of years ago, a good friend of mine moved out of state, about 4 hours south of me, give or take. I was going down to visit him for the first time. Me and my now former roommate, Justin. So we're driving along. About an hour goes by, 2 hours, something like that. My buddy calls us up. Where you guys at? Blah, blah, blah. We got started late. We're on our way. Justin had to work late, blah, blah, blah. Well, what route's your GPS telling you to take? It says take 75 to 15 to 23. What? No, that's crazy. Like, don't listen to that. 23 comes right out to 75. Just keep going. You'll see it. It's just a few minutes past this city. Alright, whatever you say, man. Like, you've driven this a couple dozen times. You know, I believe you. So we hang up. We're driving. About an hour and a half later, he calls us back. Where you guys at? You should almost be here by now. Dude, we're still on 75. What? How'd you? I'm like, dude, there was no 23. Where are you? I'm like, here, talk to Justin. I'm getting off the freeway. I hand the phone over, pull off the freeway. I'm like, I'm turning on the GPS. This is ridiculous. You gave us bad directions. So we get off the freeway and we stop at a Wendy's because it's getting dark, it's getting late, we're hungry. Use the bathroom, get some food. Head back out on the road again. We get a little ways up the road and we get to an intersection. Our road goes straight and the other road crosses at a very sharp angle. I can't even really describe it that well without being able to show you, but it was a very steep, very sharp angle. We get up there, it's just a stop sign, but there's like two cars in front of us. The car at the front pulls off to the side like it's going to make this sharp turn and turn onto the other highway. And it sits there for a second, but then it swings back and continues straight. And the car in front of us does the same thing. Weird. Wonder why they did that. I'm looking. There's nothing in the road. Like, it's getting dusk, but I can still see the road pretty clearly in front of us. Short distance. There's nothing in the road. I have no idea why they did this. So I just pull straight up to the stop sign. I look both ways as best I can, and I don't see anybody, so I start going. And all of a sudden, from the right, there's this big old semi just barreling down the highway. It just came out of nowhere. I'm like, oh crap. My first instinct was to gun it. Realized it didn't have enough time to make it, so I slam on the brakes, whip the wheel to the left. We're drifting, and we're in a minivan, alright? Come to a stop on this 2-lane highway facing the wrong way, and this semi is just blasting past us. Of course, my adrenaline spiked. Everything slowed way the hell down. This semi feels like a freaking train taking 18 years to go past. I'm looking, I'm staring down headlights in front of us. I have no idea how far away they are or how fast they're moving. I see the running lights on the side of this truck going past. Finally, a few of them go by, and I think the truck's gone. So I crank the wheel back to the right and start to gun it, and there's more running lights. The truck's still there. Slam the brakes again. Still stopped wrong way on this 2-lane highway. And his truck's just going, taking forever. I mean, when we stopped, everything went flying across the van. It was freaking nuts. This truck's just going. Finally, I see the taillights. I know it's gone. I don't even remember if I looked to see if there was more cars behind it. I have no idea. I just cranked the wheel to the right and gunned it as quick as I could. And we take off back in the direction we were going. Finally get through this intersection. Now the GPS is screaming at us because we missed a turn somewhere. I have no idea what the hell's going on. So I pull up into this farmhouse just to turn around, get our bearings, calm down for a second, figure out where we're actually supposed to be. Turns out we were supposed to turn left at that highway. So when we were stopped in the middle of the highway, we were facing the right direction. We're just in the wrong lane. So finally we get back there. You know, this is like middle of nowhere. It's just rural area. There's nothing around anywhere. You know, we're like 5 miles from the freeway. Probably more than 5 miles. You can't even see where the freeway exit was or anything. But when we're stopped at that farmhouse, I'm just like, I'm freaked the F out. I'm trying to calm down. I'm looking all through the van, like from the driver's seat. Justin's like, what are you doing? I'm like, where the F are my cigarettes? he looks around real quick. He's like, I don't know. You want a menthol? Yes! I freaking snatched the cigarette out of his hand. I was freaked the F out, man. So, we finally get back on the road and we stop at this gas station up the way so I can buy another pack of smokes because I have no idea where mine went. For all I know, the window was open and it went flying out the window. I don't know. We stop at this gas station, we're getting our stuff and talking to the clerk. And I tell him what happened. He's like, where were you? I'm like, down here at this intersection. And he's like, oh, yeah, that happens all the time. Dude, are you freaking serious? I just almost died in the middle of nowhere. And this happens all the time. What the crap? You know, eventually we made it to where we're going. Obviously, I'm here recording this, so I'm alive. But God, that was insane. A few years before that, my friends and I were exploring some abandoned buildings in Detroit. You know, we'd been down there like all weekend checking out the abandoned Packard plant, just a big sprawling facility. Only been there like once or twice before. So afterward, it's getting dark Sunday, so we leave. We're not going to stay there after dark because there's like holes in the floor and crap. It's super dangerous to be there at night. We go and get dinner at this little restaurant in downtown, and then we're heading back, and there was like 4 of us in one car and 2 guys in another vehicle. They left before we did, so we're heading back. I'm driving a friend's car, this piece of crap Chrysler Sebring. The thing barely freaking ran. It had no acceleration at all unless you feathered the pedal like just right. So we're going along and we're on this road just outside of downtown. I'm trying to get to the freeway to head back home. We missed our turn onto the freeway, and I'm like, alright, let me turn around and figure out where this is at, because I didn't see it. I look, there's no traffic coming the other way. I look around, there's no cars near us. Check the mirrors, all that. Turn my head, look around, I don't see anybody anywhere. So I go to do a U-E. All of a sudden there was a car in a blind spot that I swear I turned my head and checked the blind spot and it was not there, but all of a sudden it was. It didn't hit us, but it, you know, came real close and we just like got out of the way. I threw my hand up like a wave of apology and just got out of the way as quickly as possible. Went down the side street to finish turning around and figure out what was going on. And so we pull up the side street and stop for a second. And the car that we cut off comes flying up around us and parks in front of us. And this dude gets out of his car. It was a black Audi. This dude gets out of his car and starts walking toward us. Like, you can tell he's pissed off, and he's reaching behind him, like to the small of his back. I'm like, oh shit. We're in Detroit, this dude's got a gun. So I throw the car in reverse and just gun it. By the grace of God, this car actually decided to accelerate at this moment. We're flying backwards down this side street, and I realize it's going to be a bad idea to go out on the main road blind. So I do a quick half turn and throw it into drive and take off again. And we get up to the main road, I see there's still no traffic, so we just take off. And apparently dude got in his Audi and turned around and followed us. You know, this dude's chasing us. I'm freaking out. I figured out where we drove over the freeway. There was no entrance ramp that I could see, but I'm freaking out as this dude's chasing us. I'm like, all right, I gotta lose this guy. So I just whip down the next side street that I see, and he's right behind us. Come to the next corner, whip around that real fast, and he's right there, right behind us. Hit the third corner and drift around it in this piece of crap Sebring that barely freaking runs. I just drift around this corner, didn't even slow down at all, and this dude's still right behind us. Somehow or other, this third turn ended up putting us on the entrance ramp to the freeway, exactly where I wanted to be originally. So we get on the freeway, and this dude's like right behind us, but there's other cars coming, so he can't get around us or anything. As soon as traffic clears, he gets up around in front of us and brake checks me. Like, I don't know what you're in a freaking Audi, dude. Your car is worth like 10 times what mine is that I'm driving. What are you doing? Fortunately, there was still enough for braking traffic that I was able to shoot over 2 lanes to the other side of the freeway. I had just enough time to do that before other cars got between us. So it delayed this guy a minute or so. And I'm searching, I'm trying to find a way, like looking for an exit or a way to get off the freeway and get away from this guy. Traffic clears and he gets over to the middle lane. And I'm like, all right, I'm not letting this dude in front of us again. So I pull up, wheel to wheel, basically front wheel to his back wheel, so there's no way he can get over. Just kind of nose up next to him. As I'm thinking, you know, he's in this Audi. There's no way he's gonna try and run me off the road in that expensive car. Not that Audis are uber expensive, but they're expensive enough. I'm thinking there's no way he's gonna do this, and he, you know, he didn't. He just kind of stayed with us. At one point, he got next to us. My friends thought he was pulling out a gun again, so I backed off again and just like kept him from getting in front of us. And I'm just waiting. I see an exit coming up to another freeway, and I'm just waiting, just right up next to him. We get up to the exit. There's a turn lane. I'm staying where I'm at, right next to this guy. Waiting. Last possible second, I whip off onto the exit ramp, so there's no way he can follow us. He wouldn't have time to get over. I'm like, what the crap, dude? Like, it was a freaking, you know, I didn't hit your car. I did nothing like that. Like, it was just, I cut you off, but it was an accident. I tried to apologize. Like, why are you freaking chasing us through Detroit? This is insane. But we got away from him. Just crazy crap happens, man. One time I'm driving with my other buddy down a main road. It's going under a freeway overpass, right? When it goes under this overpass, it drops from 2 lanes down to 1 lane, you know, each direction. So I blanked out and didn't realize this, or I'm trying to get over, and this dude in this big old truck is just not letting me over, not letting me get over, and like he's actively forcing me to stay in my lane. You know, I try to slow down, and he slows down with me. He's like forcing me to stay where I'm at, like he's trying to run me into the side of this bridge. Finally, I was able to just narrowly avoid it, but like I hit the brakes and cut over real fast, and was able to get in between him and another car behind him. Like, it was just enough space, but just insanity, man. Similar thing happened a couple years ago. I was driving out to see my sister, who lives out in a rural area. I'm getting on the freeway, like right at the start of this freeway. You know, main road turns into a freeway. Again, one of the lanes is disappearing. I'm trying to get over, and this dude is, not only is he like keeping me from getting over, he's actively trying to run me off the road. He's in this big ass truck. I'm in this little Jeep Liberty, and he's like actively trying to push me onto the shoulder. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? It's not that freaking serious. Just let me get over. I don't understand some drivers, man. It's just insane. Absolutely nuts. Another time, so for a while I drove a cab for a living. I'm sitting at an intersection at a light, waiting for the light to turn. There's not really anybody going on the crossroad, but it's still a red light. So I'm just sitting there, and I see a car coming, and something looks off about it. I look at it more closely, and it's just speeding up the road, and the complete under part of this car is on fire. There are flames shooting up from underneath this car, and it's just flying up the road. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I have no freaking clue what this is. I didn't have any passengers in the car at the time. I was in between runs, but I'm just sitting at this light like, what? This car is literally on fire driving down the road. So I call up 911 and tell them about it. They're like, oh, this intersection here, you know, this area? Yeah. Heading north? Yeah, we know about it. Oh, okay. Like, just dead calm. Yeah, we know. All right. Sure thing. So yeah, that's some of the crazy adventures I've had driving. There's probably some others, I just can't think of them at the moment. Anywho, that's gonna do it for today, for this week's video. Sorry I haven't been posting a whole lot lately, folks. Things have been a little crazy with work and whatnot. I've just been exhausted. I had a ton going on. I haven't been able to take the time to record any voiceovers. But I'm going to hopefully get back on the wagon here soon. Maybe not this week, but hopefully next week I can start uploading more regularly again. In the meantime, you can check out my other channel. It is called NoContext. It will be linked in the description. If you like what I'm doing here, or on my other channel, feel free to support me on Patreon. There is a link in the description that would be most helpful. No pressure, just, you know, it'd be cool. Anywho, I will holla at y'all later. This is the White Trash Panda, out.